all right. Oops. Hold nothing back.
Well,
Okay, time to wrap up defending the base.
looks like it's time to go and fight Anjanath.
Getting bigger all the time.
The Botanical Research Center is the farm, quote-unquote farm in Monster Hunter World. You can use them to farm up bits for items that you use, which is very handy. You don't have to spend as much on items. Let's have them do honey for now. Honey's going to be a hot commodity for a while. And we have fertilizer. These different fertilizers correspond to the different types of things that you're harvesting. If you're having them grow plants, you want to use fertilizer. If you're growing mushrooms, use mushroom substrate. And summoner jellies for bug or bug type things, aka honey. So we use summoner jelly for that. Now in 3 cycles, I think it said, all we have to do is check back in with this dude, and then we'll have a stack of honey.
Let's get the lead out. Hurry back now.
As we proceed, we'll get quests from the botanical team to improve the farm. We'll unlock more slots for cultivation and better fertilizers. That'll be really important, especially once we start unlocking the more valuable commodities that we'll need to take on hunts. You can take a look at what we've unlocked for the different monsters. This field guide that I mentioned in the previous session is basically your encyclopedia for the different monsters. As you level up research, you'll learn more about them. So let's go to one we have from level 2, Juratotus. Physiology shows you which parts of it are breakable, and then which parts are weak against different types of damage. For its face, it's weak against great sword or hammer or guns, ranged ammunition. Same with its tail. Using this information helps you prioritize how you attack monsters, so you're optimizing how much damage you do. The elemental weaknesses over there show that it's weak against fire, or it's strong against fire. Let's see. Weak against fire unless it's covered in mud, and it's strong against water when covered in mud. I might have that backwards. Oh no, I see. It's weak against water when it's covered in mud because that rinses off the mud. And then it's weak against fire. Weak against fire when it's not covered in mud. When it's basically protected against fire when it is. And for thunder, its biggest weakness, when it's covered in mud, it's not weak against thunder. So you have to de-mud it in order to exploit its elemental weakness. Tobi Kadachi is weak against water, fire, and ice. Strong against thunder. That's the X's. Anjanath, weak against water, moderately weak against thunder, ice, strong against fire. And if we tab over one more page, shows us the rewards we get for taking out the different targets. It has a chance to drop Juratoda's fin. If we break its head, we have a chance to get fangs. If we break its chest, we have a chance to get fins. And then the carve rewards are over there on the right. And then the general quest rewards are right below it. If you need to get specific types of drops in order to complete gear, this is where you'll want to look at and consult, because this will tell you what you need to prioritize as far as targets on the monster itself. If you need fangs for Juratodas, you're going to want to go for its face. Make sure you break its face. Likewise, if you need the other parts, this information will tell you that. And having this particular resource on hand in a Monster Hunter game has never been done before. It's super handy, and I'm hoping they include it in other games going forward so that we're not having to consult wikis to learn all this information. But overall, pretty good progress. In the next session, we'll square off against our big pink buddy, Anjanath. So, until then, we will sign off and then pick back up next time. Okay, we are back again in another recording session for Monster Hunter World. I think I'm going to just jump straight into our progression. Remembering back to what we were doing before, we had gone through some of the earlier tier quests, and we were looking at swapping in our gear and upgrading our gear in anticipation of squaring off against the Anjanath. Before we do that, let's talk to the provisions folks and turn in some bounties. We will get certain rewards for what we're turning in. Let's see. Those were event-based. These other ones are currently pending, so we're good here. The farm is currently underway. I think... Where's my wish list? That's right. We need the 2 more Tobi Kadachi pelts to make the gauntlets for our hands. Eventually we'll need a waist piece and hand pieces, and then upgrade those in order to get some better armor. Before we go and proceed with the story progression stuff, which is why it's asking us to speak to the handler, I'm going to go up to the canteen, eat, and we're going to take another quest to fight Tobi Kadachi in the Ancient Forest. One thing that Monster Hunter is very keen on when it comes to the core gameplay loop is repeating quests and doing things more than once, especially based on what your goals are. And we'll definitely be doing that here. Couldn't tell. I wonder if the canteen was upgraded. We got a little bit of a cutscene there. I guess we'll see. Go ahead and grab the meat platter and see if... Yeah, this is a new cutscene. And the food looks delicious, as usual. Alright, we'll check out our items, drop off some of the stuff we don't need, and right bumper. As we proceed, and I mentioned this in the earlier sessions, the amount of things that we keep in our base inventory is going to slowly increase as we get more important tools. You'll see me including the pods, things like nullberries for anti-blight. Potions obviously are going to be a mainstay. Let's see if I can restock these. Yeah. As we get more honey from the farm and from the field, we'll have more mega potions in our inventory. Let's see. I thought there was a way to save item loadouts in this. Manage loadouts. There we go. What we'll do is we will register the current loadout. And what this does, I should have explained this earlier, but I forgot. What this does is it allows us to quick save a set of items, an inventory set, and if we ever need to make specialized loadouts for other types of quests or certain instances, instead of going and manually swapping items in and out, we can just load another loadout and it'll pop everything in our inventory, which makes the inventory management very streamlined. It's quite a handy feature. It's been in the last few Monster Hunter games, and they sort of made it a little bit easier here by adding some additional commands. Okay. All we need to do now is grab the Tobi Kadachi quest. Again, I believe if we speak to the handler, she's going to want us to take the Anjanath one, which we're not quite ready to do. We'll go to the optionals. Should be a level 3. The current situation. Oh, we need to grab the login rewards. And I should have used one of my lucky vouchers first. Oh well. We'll do that on this quest again. Like I mentioned before, the lucky vouchers increase your rewards, and you get them for logins, and there's no real point in holding on to them if you're at the max. We'll use one here. We'll probably end up using one against Anjanath too. And we'll start at the top. Forget where Tobi starts. I want to say it's towards the middle. And now we are good to go. Head on the quest. We'll see what the Meowscular Chef wants us to do. I see. That was his explanation for the upgrades. Getting yoked in the waist. I remember that quest. That is one of the egg delivery ones I mentioned before. I'm not going to prioritize that one because the egg quests are really annoying. They all involve you transporting monster eggs while running away from more angry monsters. Okay. What we'll do is we will head out into the forest. And right away we started picking up on some tracks for Tobi. Oh, that's right. I think it starts near the top in that one kind of platformy looking section. Over here. Nope, that's the camp. That's the other end of the camp. I guess we can circle around this way. I don't think we've really been in this particular corner a whole lot. Ah, there we go. My ability to navigate the ancient forest is still in progress. But at least we picked up on Tobi Kadachi's trail. We just need to let the flies sort of guide us to the next track mark. Go. Ah, there it is. Down in the lower right. Cut through the lower section and then just move straight across. We should be able to intercept Tobi where it's walking around over there. There it is. This is not ideal quarters to be fighting this guy. But I guess this would be a good warm-up. As I whiff constantly. And I'm too far away. I was hoping that Flash Fly would lock it down for a little bit longer than that. Guess not. And I believe we need to hide for our gauntlet upgrades, which shouldn't be any specific part break. Just any break on Tobi should give us what we need. Ow. Thunderblight. Surprised I haven't enraged it yet.